Hey, this is Cat is Baked. You can find me on Instagram at Cat is Baked. And thanks for smoking with me, Andro TV. Thank you so much for having me on.
Welcome back to My First Time, the show where our guests get to tell their story of the first time they got high on marijuana. I'm your host, Mike Freeman, and today I'd like to welcome our guest, Cat is Stoned. Hi, Cat.
Hi, Cat is Baked.
Cat is baked.
Yes.
You're baked. You're gonna get baked during the episode.
Yes,
Awesome.
definitely. I have my Puffco right here, so definitely take some dabs during the episode for sure.
Excellent. And you can find Cat on Instagram at Cat is Baked. So, Kat, thanks again for coming on Dro TV. Tell everybody where you're located and a little bit about what you do in the cannabis community.
Sure. I'm in South Florida, so I'm in the Florida medical program. I started about 2 years ago, and honestly, cannabis saved my life. Like, to be honest, I have a lot of chronic illnesses that are actually invisible. So being able to use cannabis as medicine really helped me like figure out and pinpoint what was really going on with me. So my stand on that is that's what I want to bring to my community down here is more of a medical approach. Because, everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people have anxiety. A lot of people, they need to calm down a little, and cannabis is great for that too. Like there's so many things that cannabis can help with, not treat, but help with those symptoms. So that's why I'm really big on cannabis. It's not addictive. We do need more studies for sure, but right now I feel like it's a very good medicine to use other than like pain pills or things like that, because I don't feel that pharmaceuticals have our best interest in mind.
I would agree with that 100%. It's pretty much, I think, one of the reasons it's not legal today is they haven't figured out how to corner their own
Correct
niche in the market, whether it's a niche or actual whole corner of the market.
Correct.
And money and health don't always jive together. So, especially when you make money off someone's health. So,
correct. Yes. A lot of treatment here in the U.S. is just based on symptoms, not actually finding what the problem is.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, it was just having a conversation. Someone got off 16 different medications and.
Amazing. That is so amazing. Yeah.
She was prescribed these medications to be on them the rest of her life. Where, how about we find out what the problem was? Maybe you need some medication to boost your immune system back up to recover, whatever it might be. But this isn't, you shouldn't be on something forever.
Yeah, if I would have let these doctors, I probably would have so many invasive surgeries that probably wouldn't have fixed anything, be on so many different types of pain pills that probably would have not made my life any better. Who wants to be addicted to all these pain pills and not really be able to do anything? Like you're already not really able to do anything. So where is the quality of life in that,
Right. Yeah.
So
I agree.
So like I have a very big stance on it being for medicinal purposes, and there's all different types of things it can help with. So
I completely agree. And I definitely want to talk more about our lovely state of Florida and what we have going on here, because we have a lot of work to do, but we're working on it.
Right.
But the show is My First Time, Kat. So we want to know the story, your story of the first time that you got high.
Okay, so the first time I got high, it was probably about 13 years ago now, when I was like probably 14 or 15. And I was with a girlfriend, and we had a guy friend who was able to get some weed at the time. And we're like, never tried it. Let's try it. So we didn't have anything to smoke it out of. We went to the gas station and we got a water bottle, and we made like a pipe out of the water bottle. and we put the tinfoil like as the bowl with the holes, like the whole thing, because he showed us how to do it. And we smoked, and we got pretty high, like off of like 2 hits, because that's the
Mhm.
tolerance when you first start. I mean, you're
Oh,
just like, whoa. But the friend that I was with, the girlfriend, she got very paranoid, and I was okay. I was just trying to enjoy my high, but she got really paranoid. So she was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna do something to me, blah blah blah." And like she was just freaking out. But thankfully it didn't really kill my high all that much, because I was just trying to chill, and I'm like, he's our friend. We're chilling, it's cool, you know? But yeah, like ever since then, we did it a few times, and I just felt really like comfortable, like I could sleep better, like I didn't feel as much pain in my body, like so that's what really got me, the first time. And like ever since then, I mean, I think we smoked since then. But
okay.
she got out of her paranoia after like the first few times, and she even smoked more than me at one point.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was that her first time as well?
Yeah, that was her first time as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was both of our first times, so it was definitely interesting. But it
Now,
was it was fun.
when did you realize that for you personally, it had medicinal benefits?
Um, I realized it had medicinal benefits when I felt really terrible. I struggle with anxiety, I struggle with depression, chronic pain, blah blah blah, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
So, it kind of just helped my mind kind of relax, help my body relax. I could lay down and just feel my muscles relaxing, kind of like it was a muscle relaxant, but it's more natural as
Okay.
well. Yeah. So I was like, this is the only medicine, like not at the time it wasn't medicine. It's like the only thing I've ever like done that's actually made me feel like pretty good. And I'm like, it's a plant.
Right.
So yeah. So I really got into it. I really got into the the science behind, CBD, CBDA, like all that stuff. And THC. And I'm not an expert by any means. I don't have any type of um license or anything like that. It's just all personal experience, because when I tell people, I'm like, I'm basically like a walking medical experiment for these
Sure.
doctors. So yeah, so I really wanted to learn more about cannabis and why it's so helpful, and if there's anything bad about it. I haven't really found anything, so it's really nice. And there's not a ton of side effects either, like all this other medication pills that they
Sure.
prescribe. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The typical the side effects are it makes you sleepy or hungry.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Which for me is, I mean, the sleepiness I can do without. So sometimes I'll go from like more of like a limonene terpene to give me some like more energy. I really like limonene for like in the mornings, like to really get you going. It's a nice terpene. So yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, when you were talking about being a walking, talking experiment, we need more
Yeah.
research, we need more studies. Uh, Anecdotally, I think marijuana is probably one of the, if not the top thing where anecdotally we can see, like right before our eyes, a study, right? I can take this edible, 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams. I can smoke this joint, do this dab.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even though I might say to you, oh, my back pain's gone, my knee doesn't hurt anymore, I feel great. Maybe an hour from now, you do feel it. But, when some of these studies take weeks, months, years, other scientists have to go over the studies and,
Correct.
um, you know, uh, uh, I think most people now realize that marijuana isn't really dangerous or harmful. There's still some people that are brainwashed, whatever. But, for the most part, okay, really it just comes down to like overconsumption. My girl, if she takes way too much uh edible wise, she has a really bad time. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, I believe, like as I was saying, in the medicinal purposes, and not just like eating 200 milligrams of edibles just to do it, though you've never really had much experience on edibles, you're not gonna have a good time. So, like properly dosing, even if you want to do it for fun, properly dosing is a good idea as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Just like RSO, that's my daily pain medicine, honestly.
Okay.
It's really good. And if I go without the RSO for a few days, I can feel my nerves shaking in my body.
Mm,
Like my whole body's shaking, my nerves, because of my chronic pain and my connective tissue disease and my fibromyalgia, and the list goes on. But just RSO, I can put it in an empty pill capsule if I don't want to like eat it, because sometimes I don't want it on my teeth and sometimes I don't want to taste it. So I'll just take it as a pill. You could do that too. There's so many different ways to take the medicine. So yeah, I'm really into cannabis as medicine.
awesome. So what are some of the things you've seen with the Florida medical program that you'd like to see improvements on? And where do you think from the time you started as a patient, you can say, wow, this is a lot better than it was when I came in the program?
I wouldn't say that the program got any better since I've been in the program. I would say it actually has gone downhill a
Okay.
little bit, in the sense that I'm sure, as most of us know, that they have limited our flour and now the rest of our rec to like weekly dispensable amounts that is based off of how much you've used previously, like the previous weeks. Like, what if I don't feel as good this week? What if I need some more RSO? I don't have the leeway to get that anymore like I did when I had my certain amount of milligrams, say it was 7,000 milligrams that I had, but now I only have 500 milligrams dispensable for this whole week. That's not even enough to get me one syringe of RSO,
Right.
right? So that's what they're doing now. They're limiting you. You're not able to use your whole rec anymore. I don't really understand what they're trying to do here. It's not helping anyone. Dispensaries aren't making as much money. Um, People have to be turned away. Like, no, you can't get your medicine. I don't understand what these dispensable amounts are. Why can't we just go get our medicine when we want? And I understand that some people are taking advantage of it, but then if you see that someone is taking advantage of it like that, why don't you just punish them? Take away their card. Why are you punishing the whole system, everyone else? Like, some people actually need it for medicine,
Right.
and that's what it's supposed to be here in Florida, medicine. But they keep changing the laws. They keep changing how you can dispense it. It's not making anyone feel easy about that either. So for me, I don't understand those dispensable amounts, and I want them to get rid of it, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, it's a weird area. Um, Obviously, if I went into a supermarket, I can buy as many cases of beer as I want. I can buy as many bottles of ibuprofen that
You can
I
buy as
want,
many packs of cigarettes.
packs of cigarettes. Now that's not something I need maybe I need to be 18 or 21 to do either one of those, but there's no limits on how many cheeseburgers I can get.
Nope.
So yeah, it is bizarre. And I think it's ultimately control, the powers that be. They need some form of control over this. I shouldn't say everybody, but more and more people are getting into it, realizing that, oh, I can get off this medication. I don't need this prescription anymore. And oh, what if I just grow a plant in my backyard? I won't need to go to the doctor, or maybe I don't have to go to the doctor less. And so I think that's what they're really scared about. And
And the problem is also the pharmaceutical companies. They're so rich
sure,
and powerful that they could just buy out a lot of things. And that's where we're standing right now. It's not just our cannabis program here in Florida. It's just the government and how things unfortunately work here in our country. So it's not
I
just cannabis laws that have to change either.
yeah, yeah, I usually say it's the system in general.
Correct.
And unfortunately, it's my belief that we're not going to use the system to change the system. We need like an entirely new
Oh
system,
yeah.
program, whatever.
I've heard other people say, my brother has said that, just we don't need a change. We need to just wipe it out and redo it. But that's the way our laws are written, and it's not that easy. So
I almost feel like they're grasping at straws. This is like their last attempt to hold on to controlling prohibition of marijuana. And I feel like it's just, like the fall of the Roman Empire, that even though we can watch it collapsing all around us, more states are becoming rec. Hopefully, I don't know.
what is it going to take for every state to become rec for them to write it into federal law? I don't.
Yeah. Well, the other problem with that is, like if you look at they overturned Roe v. Wade, well, states still do what they want. So
yeah.
I think it would definitely be better if the federal government stepped in and said, okay, it's now legal across the board. And if this state chose to continue with its policies the way it is, then maybe I go move to a different state. But at least, from a federal government standpoint, with banking and access to medicine and stuff like that, they could be doing a lot more, and we'll see if they do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I almost feel like it's, we're so close to seeing this become like the Wild West of marijuana, where I've got 10 plants in my backyard and your neighbor grows it for you. And
I want just a couple plants for myself that I can take care of and grow and use the bud off of it, and not have to go to a dispensary and pay $50 for an eighth. I mean, I can go through an eighth in 2 days. It's just
I think part of that too, the more I think about it, I just built a garden. I'm trying to grow more of my own food. I would imagine that you growing anything leads you to say, maybe I can grow this. Maybe I can have a cucumber plant. Maybe I can grow some herbs and spices. And so maybe there's a deep rooted, where I live in our HOA, I can't have a garden in the front of my yard. I can have fruit trees and I still pretty much do what I want anyway. But I've got a pineapple patch out front, got a dozen pineapples, and in 2 to 3 years, maybe there'll actually be a pineapple. But nonetheless, it's like, so you want the front of my house to be all clean cut and green grass lawn. That looks nice with all the other houses, but maybe that's where the sunlight is, and maybe I should put a garden bed out there. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of it too, is, they want us relying on the poison food. And
I was gonna say that, yeah, like they don't want you to grow your own food. They don't want you to grow vegetables and fruit. They want you to eat what they're producing. And everything is not what it once was. Everything is like a hybrid of something. Everything's like domesticated. So like fruit doesn't look the same as it did.
Right.
The same fruit as it did like hundreds of years ago. So yeah, it's all really interesting. And that was another reason why I liked the education and the history behind it as well. It's pretty interesting to know how
very interesting
we came to where we are with the cannabis plants. And it's funny that they put them as like hybrid indica sativa, because everything is really like a hybrid. It's really just the terpenes that determine what it's gonna do for effect. So that's why I was talking about the limonene earlier. because limonene is like energetic, stuff like that, makes you feel uplifted. So that's why I like that in the morning, kind of gets you ready for your day, joint and coffee type thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Now, when you're consuming, Kat, are you a flower girl? You prefer concentrates, edibles? I know you said you use RSO. Are you just like, you look at the menu and just say yes, or?
yeah, I can look at them and be like, yeah, sure, all of it. But yeah, I love all of it. I do, but I really believe in flower because you can hold it. It's beautiful. Shine a light on it. Look at all of the different colors and the scraggly bits that come off, like they're usually like orange or purple, and like the different colors of green, because they're all like, some are like lighter green, some are like darker green. There's all different like shades of green. I really like to do that and smell them, like kind of like see what terpenes are in there. Just smelling and looking at it makes me happy. But yeah. um So the flower is nice as well because you get all of the benefits from it. You get the THC, but you also get some CBD, CBG, like everything that's in the cannabis plant that makes it medicinal by itself. I really do like dabs as well. It's mostly just, THC, but I really like dabs. They taste really good. Live rosin is really nice. I know that's a really popular thing here in our market because there's no solvents to solvent it. You just
Right.
they do it in like ice water, I think it is. So they like that more natural approach as well. And it really is, the rosin's beautiful and it smells really good and smokes
Yeah.
really nice. So that's really nice. I do like what some of the dispensaries have done here in our market. Sunnyside is a really nice one that I really like, and Grow Healthy is really nice too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now you have a dab ready to go. You got the Puffco ready. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah. I have my Puffco. There's a dab in here. I can heat it up and take a dab. I like take this with me everywhere. If you're my friend and we go out, I always have dabs on my Puffco,
nice?
and I always try to roll something. Um, just, have a good time, relax, be with friends, Yeah, I just try to have like a positive outlook on life these days because I didn't have that positive outlook while I was growing up. So I kind of missed out on a few things because I was undiagnosed with multiple illnesses. So it just changes my perspective when I smoke a little bit. It just helps me be more me, I feel.
Right.
Hey everybody, I want to quickly mention Food Forest Abundance. Food Forest Abundance is a great way to create your own self-sustaining food forest and naturally occurring ecosystem that's commonly found in nature, but designed specifically for you. Through multiple layers of trees, shrubs, herbs, vines, rhizomes, mushrooms, and perennial vegetables, you can become your own supply chain without the typical maintenance required of a garden. From small spaces to large areas, both urban and suburban, Food Forest Abundance wants us to get back to our roots in nature by engaging with our food production in a meaningful way. For more information, click on the link in the description below and start your journey today. Okay, let's get back to today's episode.
Well, that's great. What you smoking on? What do you got in there?
I have Skittles cake by it's Liberty Health Sciences. It's Air Wellness. It's the Haze brand from them, and it's really nice. I really like the Skittles cake.
Awesome.
Are you smoking on anything?
I cannot host a show and talk and do this stoned. So no, not right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Very, very soon. I'm house and pet sitting. So I gotta go and
Oh yeah. No, I
pet sit
understand.
tonight. So I got 2 cats, 2 dogs, 2 birds I'm taking care of.
Oh wow, busy.
So when all the bird poop is cleaned up, pets have been fed, litter's been put in a bag and taken out
Then
with the
you can
trash,
relax.
then I can finally.
And I am a big fan of that too. If that's what you need to do to, I am a fan of however you choose and use to consume. So if you can't really focus that well while you're smoking and you need to do a task, totally. And then afterwards relax and smoke. That is very therapeutic as well.
Yeah, I usually can do many things while I'm stoned, but unfortunately, talking well, it's not necessarily one of them. So
Oh,
I know
okay.
I know my strengths and my weaknesses.
I can do it. Yeah, very true. Very true. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses.
Well, I've been on a couple podcasts recently where I've been smoking. Actually, someone gave us a live rosin.
Ooh.
Shout outs to Kush Life. We just did a review video on this 0.5 gram.
That looks beautiful. How was that?
Fantastic.
Lovely.
But I'm being interviewed. I'm on someone else's podcast now. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't even know what question I was answering and how long I was talking for. Is that something we can cut out? And they were like, oh, no, it's fine. So
yeah.
I know how to kick back and put the heels up and chill out. But so if I'm on someone else's show and it's not something super serious, I'm cool with, smoking and jibber jab.
Before I stopped like working a corporate job, I worked in management actually. I was an accountant. And I would do that. Hi. So I don't know. It's just because of what I have, that's what I need to do for me.
Sure.
And I am just so grateful that I have the access to it. Even though I don't 100% agree with our system right now, I am very grateful that I have access to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Kat, it's been a pleasure speaking with you and getting to know you a bit. It sounds like we should be friends if everywhere you go, you've got a joint and a dab with you. So
I do.
It sounds like it's great to be Kat's friend. So
I try. I want to make sure everyone's taken care of. And yeah, I know that some people, some of my friends, they've had problems with drugs in the past. And the only way that they're able to keep going is with, a dab. Okay, you need a dab? Take a dab. Whatever's going to stop you from not doing that,
sure,
I'm good with.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kat, thanks for coming on Dro TV today. Let everybody know where they can find more of you.
Thank you so much for having me. Right now, I'm just on Instagram. I post a lot of stories. I like having you follow me around like my day. Not usually super eventful because of my chronic illnesses, but I try. So my Instagram is at Kat, K-A-T, is baked. It's easy. So you can find me there, and I have other links in my profile that go to like my other, I do like cosplay stuff. I want to get more into like doing like maybe TikToks of like cannabis, but I know that they're really strict on TikTok. Yeah. And I do have Twitter. It is at Kat is Baked as well. So you can find me there. And yeah.
Awesome. If you enjoyed this episode, please go down and smash the like button and leave a comment for Kat. What are you smoking on? How bad do you want to be Kat's friend now that you know what she rolls around with? And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go down and subscribe to Dro TV because you don't want to miss awesome interviews and great people like that.
Yes, subscribe. This was amazing. Thank you so much for having me on. I really enjoyed it.
You're welcome. That's it for today's episode. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. And as always, smoke them if you got them.
Woo! Bye, guys.
What's up, Dro TV family? You can now stream the audio version of all these episodes on your favorite podcast player. And if you like more episodes like this, check out this playlist we put together over here for you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to us on YouTube. You don't want to miss more great content from Dro TV.
Thank you for tuning in, and as always, smoke them if you got them.